What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Dr. Wu and Mechanics Studio Giant X, or their version of a Legend Scale Broadside. This was sent to me by Dr. Diecast. Thanks for letting you look at this. And this is pretty cool looking. They have multiple decos. So this is the kind of G1 cartoon deco. There's also the final form and the prototype form and the previous cartoon model. So there's like 3 different versions. But you got some nice blue paint for the eyes, blue for the cockpit on the chest, white, yellow, and blue for the legs. That looks nice. Here's the back. You do have to do out of box. You have to configure these wings. So they're actually pushed in. When they come in the box, they will be like this and folded down like this. So I'll have to fold them up, angle them out, and then find the spot where it hits this this tab here. Then fold these back down and tab them in. And that gets that. And then the legs have to be folded out as well. These will be accordioned up and closed up like this. But once you do that, then you are ready for some action. And it does look pretty good. Let's go over the articulation. The head is on a ball joint, goes forward and backward, a little bit of side to side, rotates around. Not a bad looking head sculpt either. Shoulders are on a ball joint, rotate around, out to the side. There's a hinge for the ball peg, so it gets all the way up to there. It's part of the transformation too. Rotation at the bicep on a mushroom peg, or on a cut joint. Double joint elbow gets you the full bend. Rotation at, is there a rotation? No rotation of the wrist, but the fingers do open. So you can do that. Rotation at the waist. You have an ab crunch built in. So there's a hinge right here. Just gets you up to there. Hip skirts can move out of the way on the front, back, and sides. It is a single hip skirt, unfortunately, but leg goes up to there, back to there, out to the side. Rotation of the thigh on universal. Single jointed knee gets you less than 90 degrees. Yeah, it's kind of limited. That's too limited in my opinion. And you have ankle tilts. As far as the accessories, we get these guns, which can be mounted on the back here. There's 2 little slots. Sometimes these like to pop out. These pegs are okay, but when we get to jet mode, I'll show you they don't like to stay. But that looks good. He also comes with his blaster done in gray plastic. A little bit of waffliness to it. Not sure why even. They didn't need to do that. And that looks decent. And we get the axe. That also looks good. And he can hold that. Pretty nice weapons. You can also swap if you wanted to stow these. I think you can pop them onto the back if you want. Something like that. And maybe, let's see if these... No, these don't peg on there, but you can stow them if you prefer. My personal preference is to have these on the back, though. But yeah, overall, nice looking accessory. We get one more accessory, but we're not going to look at it here just because it doesn't really make any sense, but we get these little jets. Now these are the aerial bots, alt modes, and we'll take a look at these again when we get to the carrier mode. And for a size comparison, there it is next to the Dr. Wu version of Optimus Prime. And I think I've been saying Legend Scale, but this is not Legend Scale, it's, Dr. Wu scale. I've been calling it micro scale, but it fits in nicely with that. Now if we bring in the New Age Optimus Prime, definitely not big enough to go with New Age, so it's not Legend Scale, it's more like micro scale. Alright, now let's get him transformed into his carrier mode. And we'll start with the arms here. We're going to open up this panel, fold the hands in, fold that in. This will come up to here. We can open up this, actually we'll do the other arm first. So come to here, Open up that side. You're going to open up this side as well. Fold the hand in and then rotate that back down. Just close that back up. And that will also rotate up to here. We can open up this panel. Bring the arms down and those will peg in right there. Come to the back. We'll open up these panels and unpeg them from here. Open this up, tab this back in together on the bottom. Open up these panels here. So they're sticking out. For the legs, we're going to collapse these back down. So open this up. That'll allow you to take the entire leg, accordion it down, and then fold this back on top. Then we can take the feet. You're going to fold this out and fold this in. So it ends up like that. Get them tabbed together so they're kind of a solid square. And then there's a couple pegs, 2 pegs here going into the 2 slots there. 2 slots up here going into 2 slots here going into the pegs here. And then a peg here going into the feet. So just make sure you hit all those tabs. That'll lock that in place. And then back here, we're going to fold down like this. This part we're going to open up and open up this panel here. This has to move to the side. Then you can fold this down. This will come around to here and just fit right under there. And it actually tabs into the other arm right down here. So make sure you get that tab in. Then you can bring this down. Make sure you're down on the double hinge all the way down. Should like sit flat. Then you can open up this panel and that will fill in the gap. Then we can open up this panel and that's the little tower, flight tower. And then this will peg in right here onto the deck of the carrier. And I got something, oh there we go. You have to have this panel open. All right, and there is your carrier mode. It looks pretty decent. Obviously not to scale, but no broadside is ever going to be to scale. But it really does look nice with the runway here. It would have been nice if they put a number or something, but there's lots of sculpted in detail. The helipad here, just X's and lines. That looks nice. But I think it could have instead have a little bit more tampo detail. Nice looking tower there. It does sit on top of the chest. You know, I thought maybe I had it wrong, but it does sit on top of this. And it is a painted surface, so just you want to be careful with that. You can take these guns, and these will plug in right here on the sides. You could also put the bigger gun there too if you wanted, but I think it makes more sense to put these here for storage purpose. That looks nice. We can also bring in those jets I showed you earlier. And these can just sit on the surface of the carrier. You can kind of put them however you like, but you know, I like to arrange them so that some of them are taking off and some of them are parked. You can do whatever you want, but it is cool. Now I wish they had made these a different color. It's the exact same color as the surface of this carrier. Right? It's the same color plastic, so you can't really see them all that well unless you look really close. So Dr. Degas asked me if I could paint these a different color. I'm going to paint them red for the aerial bots. All right, just to show you the difference, here's what they look like painted compared to the original. Definitely stands out better on the surface of the carrier. All right, now let's get him transformed into jet mode, the worst mode, in my opinion. Go ahead and close this up. You can fold this panel back over, lift this up, and then angled out from here. So you can get this back over. Then we can fold that up, fold that up, fold that up. You can unpeg these guns, just set them aside for now. And we'll take care of this. Open up the chest right here. And there's a lot of stuff stowed in here that is really well hidden. So flip open this nose cone. Then you're going to flip around this section. The head is going to fold underneath and sit just hidden underneath the nose cone. You're going to bring this over. This will fold down and tab into there. That makes the front of the nose. For the sides here, you're going to fold this in, and this will come down. And then you'll bring the arms to the side, tab it in here, and make sure this is back all the way down. Right? This can fold up, and that's going to sit right under there. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Fold this up. It's a little bit different, so I'll do it again. Rotate this around, peg it in, push it all the way down, and then fold this panel up. I already folded up, but fold that panel up. All right, close this up. This is going to sit right in between here. And then this will come down, and these pegs will go, this peg will go into here. And these two will go into here. Get that down. And that kind of sandwiches the nose cone in there. Okay, so that's how we're looking. Come to the back here, open up these, what will be the wings, fold them out. You can kind of see how this is coming together. These will peg in right here, so just make sure they're pegged in down there. Come to the back, we got to hide away these pieces, so these will fold up and in, then fold that in, and then fold the feet down. Fold that up and in, fold the feet down. On the outside here, we're going to unpeg this, rotate it out. It's actually pegged in right here. Same on this side, unpeg this, rotate it up, and then rotate the tail out. And then the finishing touch, we can take these guns and peg them in right here. This was the part I said they don't peg in all that well, but it does peg in. All right, there's Giant Axe in jet mode, and it looks hideous. I don't know. It doesn't matter which company does it. They all look bad. By the way, this just will not stay. It just keeps popping out. So I'm just going to leave those off for now. If you come to the bottom, there is a landing gear. Doesn't rotate, but like the wheel doesn't work. But you can rotate these down. Let's see. There we go. You got to click them into place, and that will sit on those landing gear. So you can do that. There isn't really a spot to plug the gun in or anything. You do have little guns here on the side, and that's cool. I mean, you could pretend they're guns, but yeah, it's all right. And for a quick size comparison, there it is next to the Dr. Wu Optimus Prime or Ultra Magnus, and I think it works with the Dr. Wu scale, but just doesn't work with the any other scale. So final recommendations on the Dr. Wu and Mechanics Studio Giant Axe. This is pretty cool. I'll give this a 4 out of 5. I'll recommend it. Overall, I think I like the robot mode, the look of it. It could stand to have a little bit more articulation, especially in the knees, but it works. In the carrier mode, I think it looks pretty cool, especially since they gave you the little jets. That was a nice touch for them to include that. Jet mode is definitely phoned in, and it's almost always phoned in with Broadside. It's really hard to get a good jet mode. It looked quirky in the cartoon anyways, but so it's, I guess, accurate, but either way, I think it's a fun little version of Broadside. So if you have Dr. Wu figures with some other Titan class, I think this is a nice little figure to throw in there with Dr. Wu stuff. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Dr. Diecast for sending this for review, and we'll see you next time.